Welcome to the public domain crew, Popeye, old buddy. Is anyone else feeling like after Winnie the Pooh, Mickey Mouse, and Bambi have all been horror villains that it's starting to lose, like, it's not momentous anymore, it's not crazy, it's not surprising, it's not even interesting at this point.
You're a monster!
I am what I am.
There must be some exhausted writer, worked half to death, trapped in a basement somewhere, whipped into more work every time another character enters the public domain. Just going, please, not another one. Because honestly, it feels like they've all been written by the same person. They all have the same tone, a lot of the same ideas behind them, and all of them are just exactly the same in quality. Just kind of... ugh. Popeye the Slayer Man is not actually as bad as it probably should be, I guess. This guy, his silly girl best friend, his new crush, some other guy, and their other friend who has a super toxic boyfriend who definitely won't turn up later, I'm sure. They all go to an abandoned spinach factory. Oh my god. To check out the urban legend about the Sailor Man who supposedly kills people while smoking a corncob pipe. This film is obviously bizarre. Even in a world where there's this crazy roided up sailor dude stalking around this abandoned place, he's been living there alone, going more and more insane for decades now while eating irradiated spinach and nothing else. The real villain is still just some toxic dick. That's how bad men are, man. Like, And that is done because they're trying to present Popeye in this kind of sympathetic light, but they're also having him, like, full-on scalping innocent people, like, brutal murders. So, I don't know what they were trying to achieve with that as a character. It was... the kills aren't bad, pretty over the top, which I don't mind. But because of the nature of what they're trying to do with Popeye as a character, like... a lot of the kills don't involve him. Like, he's off somewhere else, and these people are just, like, dying via, like, accidents and stuff. And I'm just watching it going, right, that's immediately such a stupid idea that this is what's happening here. And I will say, it doesn't take itself as seriously as some of these films have. This is a genre. This kind of IP stealing, public domain, like, hee 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 type thing. It's an entire genre that should never take itself seriously. And it doesn't take itself that seriously, but it's also not a full-on, like, comedy horror or anything. So, and I feel like these almost need to be to get by. For one of these films, Popeye the Slayer Man is just too long. I just want to keep saying the title. I mean, I've got to give them credit. It's actually a good title. Compared to, because I think this is the third Popeye horror film I've seen coming out this year, and the other two are called Popeye's Revenge and Shiver Me Timbers. So you've got to give them kudos on the title. Although they also give themselves kudos on the title. Literally, there is a line in it where someone says, right near the end, Sailor Man, more like Slayer Man. Like, shut up. But it is it's relatively good for one of these, I'll say that for one of these. I feel like a lot of the time I end up watching and referring to things as B movies when they're more like C or Z movies. This one, I will say it's actually a B movie. It looks good enough to get by. It sounds fine. Like, all of this is, like, relatively professional in quality compared to a lot of what I see trying to do these kind of films. But it's long. 87 minutes is not a long runtime for a film, but for a B movie it is. You do not want these sorts of movies to hit 90 minutes. And given that the plot between kills, of which there's not that many, there's a couple of decent actual kill scenes, but because half the kill scenes aren't even, like, proper kill scenes, it's not great to begin with. And the plot between the kill scenes mostly is down to a twist that's super obvious from really early on, like ridiculously so. And one couple wandering around the factory awkwardly flirting, while the other couple wanders around the factory making erection and blowjob and fart jokes. So I do honestly feel kind of like meh about this, considering that it's just of a clearly higher quality in general than a lot of these. Like, the actors are not good, but not like absolute horror. Like, there are levels to this, okay? There are levels of bad, and this is on one of the upper levels of bad. It is bad. I mean, the blonde girl. No, bad acting. A lot of the writing. Oh, no, ooh. And the scene where Popeye pulls a guy's arm off, like, some of the scenes that are, like, gory and bloody and stuff, not that bad to look at. A couple like that one just really, ugh. So it's not a good film. I can't stress that badly enough. It is pretty rough. But it is an actual B movie as opposed to a C or Z movie. That is about the highest praise I'm used to giving on Terrible Tuesday. So I'm giving I am what I am. He says that like the beginning and the end. 1 star. Just treating him as a like vigilante or hero of some sort part of the time when he like goes after this woman and like scalps her because she's going to sell the building he lives in. Like, that's just her job. That's not her fault. She's not like malicious. Anyway, it's still better than some mainstream films I've seen this year. Looking at you, Smurfs.